When the camera was on me, I felt like a different person as well. And so without the millions of views, I wouldn't get the millions of followers. And then without the millions of followers, I wouldn't be able to pay rent. They took me down 13 times. They permanently banned my account 13 times. What is your weirdest sexual fantasy?
Now that's an interesting...
What are your pronouns?
Ooh!
Is it okay to be gay? It looks like Martin just went around the corner.
It looks like something you would see in a lay-by next to a dual carriageway.
It looks good.
And Kanye West, if you're watching this, I invite you on Martin's podcast. Joshua, welcome to Martin's podcast.
Thank you. I'm back again.
You're back again. And this time you're back because I wanted to focus on Joshua. Yes. Because you are a man of mystery, I'd say.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because over your time you built up, over collective platforms, about 8 million followers.
Around 9 million.
Around 9 million.
You're correct.
Over 8 million.
Yeah.
Then, so you've got almost 9 million followers.
Yeah, I do.
That's like 1/7 of the UK population.
I don't really think about it a lot.
No.
I think it's something that I stopped thinking about, really.
Yes.
Because if I was to think I've got 9 million followers every day, then I don't think I'd get out of bed every day.
No.
Because it'd be like, whoa.
I like that. I think we'll touch on the 9 million followers.
Cool.
A little later, but I will change the 8 to a 9.
Thanks.
But let's start with an icebreaker.
Okay, go for it.
We love... And actually, for my icebreaker, I've inspired it on one of your videos.
Really?
Yes!
No way! Okay, go on. Name 3 countries that begin with the letter J.
Can you tell me 3 countries that start with the letter S?
Okay.
Slovakia.
Spain.
Yes.
And San Miguel.
San Miguel?
San Miguel?
I thought that was a beer.
Oh, it's a beer. Shandy. Syria. Is that a Syria? Is that a country?
I don't know. We've got Spain.
I think Syria is a country, no?
Syria, yes, I'm certain Syria is a country.
So I've done it.
You've done it?
Yeah?
Yes.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
ISIS. And your favourite book?
My favourite book.
What's your favourite book, Joshua?
I read the Book of Ikigai recently.
The Book of Ikigai. And tell me about the Book of Ikigai.
Well, the Book of Ikigai, Martin, is about how you can live a long, prosperous life.
Okay.
And so everyone has an Ikigai.
Everyone.
You have an Ikigai. I have an Ikigai. The people watching have Ikigais.
Okay.
And what an Ikigai is basically where you have that one thing in your life that you enjoy so much that keeps you busy forever.
Your passion. Or is it more than a passion?
It's more than a passion. It's kind of roots back to like how you feel as like a child when you enjoy playing as a child.
Yes.
Without all of the, distractions through life.
Okay.
And then you bring that back. So for example, I used to make like YouTube videos.
And this was kind of when you were
really young.
Really young. I think we can touch on that kind of when you were making YouTube videos, because everything you've done has built up to the Joshua
Oh my god!
I have in front of me today.
What a journey it's been.
So I think actually, if we could link this into your journey, and sort of kind of see what it's all about. So, little Joshua,
little me,
little you,
little Oshu,
little Oshu.
I should be like a rapper. Little Oshu.
You could do, but that's very fitting because of what you've gone on to now. So you were started off making YouTube videos when you were, what sort of age are we talking? 15. Okay. And if you don't mind sharing, how old are you now?
22.
22. Okay.
So 7 years ago.
7 years ago. Quick maths. I love that.
Thank you.
You're just on it. So 7 years ago, you were 15.
Yeah.
You started making YouTube videos. Yeah. What was were you just simply making YouTube videos because you enjoyed making YouTube videos, or what kind of drew you to make in the first place?
I was watching YouTube videos since like the age of 14 or whatever.
I love that.
So when you watch YouTube videos, you kind of get a lot of inspiration. You learn a lot.
Yes.
And nowadays, especially, I'll come back to the story, but nowadays the kids are watching so much that they must be, you know, camboozled.
Camboozled.
Because
Yes.
so much information in their head.
But it's so easily accessible and just available just simply through scrolling.
Exactly that. And so when I was younger, I used to watch like people like Alfie and Joe Sugg and Zoella.
Okay.
And like all the vloggers.
All the vloggers, sort of like day-to-day vloggers.
The day-to-day vloggers.
Okay. I love
and I was
that.
like, daily vlogs. And I was like, Casper Lee and stuff like that.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So I was like, right, I'm going to try this. And at the same time, obviously, I was at like school.
Yes.
And so I couldn't really film in school. So I would get home from school and I would film a video when I got home, like a short vlog.
That's interesting. And did you ever worry? And that's really interesting you say that. Did you ever kind of have this element of maybe fear or worry that people at school might see your videos?
So they did.
They did?
They all knew me and they all knew that I did videos.
Okay.
Because it's very small. Like I was in Cambridge, it's a very small place.
Okay, yeah.
Little place called Histon.
Histon.
And I went to school there. In Oakington near Histon. So there's even a smaller place.
Even a smaller...
micro villages in the UK. Like, so I went to this small little school and everyone knew each other. So they all sort of kept up to date with everything. And they used to just call me the YouTube kid.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't... You didn't have... I find that quite interesting because with this I get to meet really interesting people like yourself.
Yeah.
And people... It always seems people... started doing YouTube videos when they were at school.
Yeah.
But then people they went to school with or people they knew or girlfriends or boyfriends or partners or whoever, they were worried about them seeing their YouTube videos.
Yeah. It was a big worry.
It was a big worry. And that was interesting where you were talking about the ikigais.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you always have to trace back to what someone's initial first interests were.
Yeah.
Kind of YouTube videos or creating. And once they've got past that stage of self-doubt and worry, they go back to doing what they...
Well, you don't have to. Some people get caught up.
They kind of get caught up in that
influence from other people, their peers, their parents, their friends. They could easily get pushed into certain directions through that.
Well,
do you know what I mean by this?
I do. There's kind of like that. It's almost like
you're looking confused.
I'm looking confused. No, I
your eyebrows are notched.
My eyebrows are notched. You're very perceptive. It's because I'm
trying to think,
focus and like think on the spot and kind of I'm inquisitive of you. So yes, that's why.
Do you want me to carry on?
Yes.
So when I was younger, I did that, and so when in the book of Ikigai, where I was at, it states that you should always go back to where you truly find passion.
Yes.
And so when you truly find passion, you should follow that with what you do for a living.
Okay.
And that is what leads to you finding your Ikigai and living a long and prosperous life that you actually enjoy instead of like that you obviously don't enjoy.
Yes, I see. Yes.
So by doing what your inner child has always wanted to do, you will find that job a lot easier and a lot more resonating with you. So I'm so lucky to be able to actually go back to where I found my Ikigai from when I was younger and I had passion for making videos, and I actually do it for like a living now.
That's incredible.
So that's my favorite book.
That's your favorite book. I love that. Very, very relatable. I will have to look into the book of Ikigai.
Ikigai, yeah. So yeah. Also, there's something about the blue zones.
The blue zones
in this book. Do you know what a blue zone is?
No, just quickly elaborate.
Blue zones are where the oldest people in the world live.
Yes, there was the Netflix documentary.
Yes.
How to Live to 100, or like the How to Live...
Centurions.
Centurions, yes.
Something like that, yeah. So that, in the book of Ikigai, also, they travel to the blue zones. I think it's called Okinawa in Japan.
Okay.
And they interview, like, all of the villagers at this one village, right? And most of their average age is 90 to 100.
Wow.
That's their average age. So when they get to 80, they consider themselves still young in Okinawa.
Wow, okay.
So it's quite interesting. And what happens is they teach you what they learnt from the villagers that are like 110 years old.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, they sort of kind of pass down that, or they transfer that information, and I often think that's quite valuable.
Well, it's in the book. It's in the book.
It's in the book, and it is quite valuable that with information being passed down from older people, they've already lived their life.
Well, they're still living their life. They've lived it to the point where they're at an age where you can only kind of dream of, in a way. But some people, they don't want to get old. Do you want to get old?
That's a good question. I don't know. If I'm honest, I always try and live. I think everyone tries to live. When I say everyone, how I live, I always try and make the most of every single day.
Yeah.
It's like, you never know what tomorrow might do. Yeah. And I always kind of get this like niggling thing in my head, and it's so annoying. If I think I'll do something tomorrow, but if I get like a 5 or 10 minute gap, I'll do it today.
Why not?
If
someone wants to meet up and they're like, oh, let's meet up in like 2 weeks' time. It's like, no. I'm free today. Let's just do it today.
Now, are you that sort of person?
If they say no, then no, I don't want to speak to you then.
Yeah.
I'm going to cancel that altogether.
cancel that. No, I like that. Okay, so the Book of Ikigai, Book of Ikigai, the Blue Zones, and you kind of started off with the YouTube videos at 15.
When I was younger, yeah.
When you were young. And those videos started off with you blogging videos.
Oh my god, so I was doing vlogs, like daily vlogs, but I wasn't called Oshu, I was called Josh Robinson.
Just Joshua Robinson.
Which is my name anyway.
Okay.
But I didn't have that like alias of Oshu. That came about a bit later.
Okay. And if you just quickly like say about like the progression.
Of what?
Of Joshua.
Okay.
Making the vlogs.
I made the vlogs. And then what I did was I went on to going to college. Mm-hmm. And that kind of took a big like chunk of my life up. There's like 3 or 4 years of like the very important parts of my life.
You kind of a critical, kind of like that key age developing.
Exactly that. And when I went there, I stopped doing the videos because a lot of people were recognizing me. I was getting a lot of like bullied. I was getting bullied.
Really?
Quite a lot. At school.
At school.
People would be like laughing at me saying, oh, you're going to do a vlog today, are ya? You're going to be in lesson doing vlogs. And the views weren't even good. It was like maybe 20, 30 views. Mainly my mum and my dad.
Oh, fantastic.
And my cousins and stuff.
And your cousins. Well, okay, you're watching the videos.
Yeah.
Oh, and these were kind of people were picking on me, man.
I got bullied because they really didn't like the fact that I was myself.
Yes.
And I found my passion.
Yes.
That's what people do throughout the whole of your life.
They kind of nitpick or sort of try and intro. Or you try
find
and do
your
something.
Faults. And I think like the more famous and the more success you have in life, the more hate and the more jealousy people get on you. You know, like they don't like you. They're jealous of you. In some ways.
Yes, I could understand that, or they don't quite understand the perspective.
Maybe not.
Or not the perspective. Actually, I found that quite... you're spot on. Kind of the more famous you are, or the more well-known you are, or the more people almost kind of think if you're on television, or you've got lots of followers, or you've got whatever you've obtained and earned over the course of doing hard work, they then kind of put you on a pedestal and think your life must be sorted and it must be perfect and everything's easy and you don't have to work.
Yeah, they bypass the effort that you put in.
Yeah, and
they just ignore that. They're like, right, well, this guy's there now, but it doesn't matter about what he's done in the past. As long as he's fucked up now, then now we can go at him. Like,
and now, yeah, I can understand and relate. So you stopped YouTube entirely.
Yeah, stopped YouTube entirely. I was like, you know what, focus on college. I did media for like 3 or 4 years at Long Road Sixth Form.
Okay.
And then I had a great teacher. His name was Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
Lovely man. And I got like the highest grade in the whole year.
Okay. And this was like media production.
This was like everything media, like film, TV, radio, photography, directing, acting even a little bit, arts, crafts. Don't know where the crafts bit came in, but like prop designs and stuff like that.
Prop designs, okay, yes, kind of stage and set designs.
And then I did that for 4 years. And then once I finished that, I realized that I can now go to any university I want.
Okay, you sort of earned the grade.
I earned that. My parents, they're always proud of me. They're always like, you can do what you want.
Okay.
Yeah, go do whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, so there's no pressure to become a doctor
No
or
pressure at all.
accountant or a
No
lawyer.
pressure. They let me do whatever.
Okay.
And I think that's one big thing that I owe it to my parents.
Yes.
Because they literally were like, yeah, just go and we're proud of you. Well done.
That's it. And did you kind of ever feel like if you messed up or a venture went wrong or something, you could always kind of, your parents were always there to kind of, almost like not a plan B backup, like a backup
Interesting
plan, or you felt almost that reassurance that they were...
Not really, no.
Okay, yes.
My parents, they do their own thing.
They do, okay.
So I'm still on my own. I'm here on my own. They have no clue about what I do.
Okay.
So if I stop doing this altogether, I would probably just go and find another avenue. I'd probably become an artist or something.
I like that, yes.
Or like write a book.
Write a book, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very,
Yeah.
very, very good. So
Yeah.
you finished this...
Okay, so let's finish it then. So when I came out of college,
Yes.
then in college, there was this one project that we had to do.
Oh.
And this project sparked everything.
It was
the spark.
the spark.
No, I'm not even kidding. It was like the spark. And at this point, we got set to go and do a advert.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this seems really fun.
Yes.
So I took advantage of this and I was like, right, I'm going to get my 4 mates that are in my class. And I would normally like direct and produce like everything. I'd be the top dog.
You were
know?
sort of in charge. You were like the CEO.
The CEO of the advertisement for pupil group. And I was like, right, let's go do this advert. And I was thinking, I have never done like public interviews.
Oh, so did the advert require public interviews?
It didn't require it. I just had a weird thought of like, maybe we can involve
like
that.
combine it or something.
Yeah. So this one video, which I still have somewhere, it's on the YouTube somewhere. I was going around the campus with a microphone.
Okay.
And I was like, you could say I was just like annoying every single student I saw.
Oh.
But in the best possible way. It was like, like, do you agree with this? And I was so outgoing and like, I'd never done that before ever.
No. Did you find it kind of came naturally?
Yeah.
Yes.
When the camera was on me, I felt like a different person as well.
Okay.
The vlogging stuff all flooded back to me.
Okay.
From the YouTube vlogging era.
Yes.
I could say.
Yes,
But
the YouTube vlogging era and kind of the inspiration of your kind of people you used to watch.
So then I made the video, edited it within like an hour, got like an A star for the project because the people had like never seen something like that at the college.
Yes.
And I was like, brilliant.
I
reckon I could do this with the public now.
I love that. Okay. Yes.
And so I finished college, got that complete.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, one of them projects I had a lot of fun with, which was like the interview one.
Yes.
So I got a cameraman, which was my friend George.
Just George. Yes, love that.
Barefoot guy. The barefoot guy.
Is he that guy who
He filmed with me.
Is he he runs around everywhere barefoot?
Yeah. So he was like my first friend from college, but he dropped out of college.
Okay.
I finished college, we met back up.
Yeah.
And then he filmed for me and we started doing questions on the street, like drip check, like what are you wearing today?
Yes.
And then it just went from there.
And then just sparked there, because I love that kind of with your personality and character. You're just.
I was in their face a lot.
There's no awkward silence with you. It's always you're just in.
Yeah, I don't like awkward silences because they're like I love making them even worse.
You love. It's just
so it's fun. It's fun to like just talk and
it's quite kind of like it's there's the energetic and I it's always kind of like with different people's kind of their personalities make their videos, if that makes makes sense. Some people love making like a 5 or 7 hour long YouTube video or something like that, but all yours is like 15 seconds.
Well, the short ones, they did the best.
Okay.
So I carried on doing TikToks that were short because they were the ones that got like millions of views.
Yes.
And so without the millions of views, I wouldn't get the millions of followers. And then without the millions of followers, I wouldn't be able to pay rent.
Oh, I see. So you've actually found, you were saying earlier kind of that this is your job and career. You've actually kind of found a way to monetize what you do.
Yeah. For a living.
Yeah. That's incredible. And through that monetization is that kind of like adverts or brand deals, or does TikTok or someone pay? Because
there's a lot of different incomes
yes.
that you can make from social media.
Yes.
There's even ways of making money from referring certain things to certain people. So let's say you're using a link in your bio.
Yes.
You can refer your friend to that.
Yes.
And then you can make whatever they make from that link. For example, like links, a link tree and beacons and stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
And then there's money from brands. There's money from Facebook, monetization, from YouTube, from Snapchat, from TikTok, from Instagram.
Oh, wow.
There's LinkedIn you can even make money on now.
Really? On LinkedIn?
Everything.
I didn't realise.
And if you're not trying at all, then you're not going to make any money.
No, if you don't try, at least it's taking that initial step and that kind of push to do it. And
push into the wilderness.
Push it into the wilderness. And with your street interview videos when you started, what were kind of the questions? Like you said about the clothes, but did you have to like refine the questions you were asking, or
it was bad,
or like trial and error? Yeah,
it was bad.
In what
there was some weird, like really awful weird questions
that you were asking.
Yeah, people. That I was asking, that I got in trouble for some of them.
Oh no, can you share what some of your weirdest questions?
What is your weirdest sexual fantasy?
Now that's an interesting...
What are your pronouns?
Oh!
Is it okay to be gay?
Wow.
And do you agree with transgenders?
Those are...
Now, these questions I asked for a very limited period of time.
Yes.
This was when I was slowly getting into actually growing an online presence. And so I didn't really understand the backlash that would come from these questions.
From that, and actually, I think it's quite kind of like maybe was it you were asking people those questions?
Yeah.
And was that just kind of from a point of curiosity? You
it
just
was like
wanted to find out
controversy. So I
okay.
realized that the more controversial you are, the more views you can bring in.
Okay.
And so I was like, right, how controversial can I be without TikTok taking me down?
I understand. And did TikTok take you down?
Yeah.
Oh.
They took me down 13 times. They permanently banned my account 13 times. And I got it back every time.
Oh, wow.
But that was mainly because like mass reporting, people didn't agree with the ideas.
Yes.
And at that point I was like, what? Why am I even making content like this? And to be clear, I don't make content like that anymore. I wouldn't even like think of it.
No. It's just sort of it's kind of interesting. It's interesting to kind of hear, and especially when I kind of see it as when in the early days of my businesses, I used to sell a lot of items on eBay.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I woke up and eBay just said your account permanently suspended.
Oh no.
Because I was posting quite large. Model aeroplanes aren't small, so I'm posting massive boxes.
Big ones.
And I've got to charge for the postage, and it's like £20-30 to post because it's a 6-foot box.
Yeah.
And people just kept reporting me,
Why?
Postage is too high, you should offer free shipping. And it's like, well, someone's got to pay for the postage.
That's so silly.
And that was it. Because of that, it affected my detail seller ratings.
Oh, no.
And just like that, poof. Banned. So my main source of income...
was gone.
Gone.
How much were you making a month from that?
Oh, Lord.
Like, initially?
It was... I remember it sort of kind of in like a 90-day... In like a 90-day...
Yeah.
Kind of period.
Give me a figure.
It probably wasn't...
10, 20?
About those sort of numbers.
Yeah.
So not...
20,000?
Yeah.
And that's profit? Or is that like net profit?
Just kind of turnover. It all sort of kind of varies. Yeah, about 10 to 15.
Yeah.
1,000.
So then you got banned.
You're like 18 at school.
And you lost like...
That's gone.
And you were like... Wow, I worked so hard to get to that point.
I worked so hard.
And how did that feel? Because that's how I felt.
And that's where it's interesting. That's where it's interesting hearing
this story,
your story, and that kind of that. Although it's like different industries, it's like all it takes with kind of people who are content creators or influencers or people who earn money through creating videos online or on an online platform.
Yeah.
All it takes is that one suspension or that one ban.
Yeah, I had a mental breakdown. I collapsed, honestly. I was living with my dad, and I remember it. The first time I got banned, I was like, wow, I just hit like 150 million views in 1 week.
That's great. Is that like combined on all your videos?
Combined on the one, yeah, like idea, like what are your pronouns and all that sort of controversial stuff.
Controversial.
And I was like, wow, this really drove numbers. And then it got to like 150 million views altogether. And it was like overnight, woke up, account banned. And I went, fuck. I went, shit, what am I going to do? So then I realized that actually it's like the most valuable thing is your network. Yes. And that's when I went, actually, it's not your net worth, it's your network. If I knew a person at TikTok at that time when I was banned, you're right, I'm sorry, but can you unban me? Done. Right? Which now I kind of like, I'm very lucky to kind of have the people that I know around me. Yes,
I understand. Yes, I completely understand.
Always have a backup.
Always have a backup.
Yeah.
Always have a backup plan, or sort of kind of different things. You're quite lucky because you were unbanned on the eBay situation.
100%. Yeah.
I'm banned
can you not
for
make
life.
Another email or something?
No.
Can I do it for you?
I am permanently
banned.
Forever.
If you go on LinkedIn, you can probably find like some higher position someone in eBay and talk to them about it.
I try, and then I thought, actually,
use your network.
I don't need eBay.
Oh, you went for a different route.
I created probably actually what went on to be a lot more robust and stronger.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's a network.
You're so right with that. You create a new.
I just created a new,
and that, like you did with that, I created a new account.
You created a new account,
and then I found a new idea.
Okay.
A clean niche.
What
niche song are you listening to?
And I think that kind of comes on full circle, because that's what you're best.
Yeah.
That's what, and I just love it. It's so simple. You just go.
So easy.
What song are you listening to?
Yeah. And that came from me getting banned. So that idea sparked from when I was banned. And I was like, you know what? It's clearly the controversial stuff, so I'm going to stop this.
Yes.
Let's go for more of a PG, mild approach.
Yes.
So I went, you know what, let's do it. And I was asking people that were actually listening to music, and I was going up to them, running up to them. Oh, what song are you listening to? And then they would say the song, and then I'd film them like walking off. What song are you listening to?
Golden Hour, Lena Lee.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you were just people with headphones on.
Random
people. You'd run up to them.
The idea came from me doing that anyway, off camera. And I did that anyway off camera, so I was like, why not put it on camera? People want to know what people are listening to. They're nosy.
Yes.
You know, everyone wants to know what someone else is doing. So that's how like the What Song You Listen To came about. I started that, and then...
Because how many years have you done What Song Are You Listening to?
Like 2 years?
About 2 years, okay.
Yeah,
just so we can sort of set the scene.
Yeah, so when I was 20, the bands happened, and then boom.
Okay, yes.
2 years of doing What Song You Listening To. I then hit like a brick wall.
Yeah.
Again. Because with every like successful thing, there's always something.
There's always an end.
There's always an end in some way.
Yes.
And so I was like, right, what's going on here? And I got a newspaper article wrote about me in Cambridge.
Okay.
For harassment. Because I was going up to people without their consent, asking them
what
questions on camera. And so there's the university who control the newspaper.
Yes.
Their students, the university students, I must have gone up to them, asked them what song you listen to. They didn't want to be in it, but I put it out there anyway. But I didn't know that at the time.
Yes.
And then they made an article about it, and it went like in the Cambridge newspaper.
Oh, wow.
And I got like completely... All my friends were like, bro, you know you're in the newspaper for like going up to people and harassing them. And I was like, that doesn't seem very like what I actually do. Like, I don't go up to them and fucking, take your clothes off, mate.
Yes.
It's very like actually quite tame. It's more like, I'll go up to them and just ask them what song they're listening to.
And just what song are they
listening to?
They listening to, and how that kind of that feel, that kind of like that because it sounds
the
misunderstanding.
Exactly, misunderstanding was very awful, and I was like that night. I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then I spoke to a couple agents that I was working with, and then they were like, well, I guess maybe just all you have to do is ignore it, and then another thing you could do is just ask the people before you get them into the video, and then that changed everything.
Oh, okay.
Because again, from that, I got a new style of what song you're listening to.
Oh.
So this is the style of like, I would go up to someone.
Yes.
If they looked amazing, and I'd be like, you look so good.
Yes.
I want to get you in a video. If they say yes,
you're just naturally flirting with them.
Get them in a video, naturally flirting. And then if they don't want to be in it, okay, have a nice day. That
Goodbye.
saves all the harassment.
that saves the hassle. And I guess it sounds so simple talking about it now, but actually when you're creating the videos or doing the stuff, you think you're doing something right or correct, and then it's...
Yeah, and it's wrong.
And you don't realise that, but then everyone jumps on that of going, that's harassment.
And that goes back to the point where if you have kind of like that level of knowingness,
yes,
you get slandered for it. Slandered.
Yes, yeah.
You just get all sorts of bad stuff happen to you.
Bad stuff. People kind of enjoy.
Well, there was like death threats and everything.
Oh,
yeah. People were like, yeah. I don't know. So anyway, when it comes down to it, I think like the best thing that I've learned is to take the risk. Take the risk, try it out.
Yeah.
If it really doesn't work, the risk will never be undone. And so I've learned everything from that risk.
I understand. You've kind of learned and adapted everything through the lessons and trials and tribulations and just taking, almost being brave enough, courageous enough to actually just do it.
Yeah.
Just go out
like Nike.
just do it. I love that. And with the what song are you listening to videos?
Yeah.
You've done lots of things with kind of asking random people on the street, but you've had some really cool collaborations.
I have had some really cool collaborations.
Because are you the only person that does?
I think
what song, or you kind of started it, or
I think because my business mind, mixed with my creative mind together, it's like meeting celebrities, meeting like famous artists, meeting like cool people.
Yes.
And then getting them in the video was like a no-brainer. I was like, right, so I'm asking strangers, why don't I ask the people that make the songs?
And how does one... I don't know how to navigate. We'll start on how you navigate it, and then we'll go on just to maybe talk about some of the people you've done that done that with. So you think, okay, let's get the artist off this song on a video. How do you get
Think
hold
about
of
it. So when a song is going viral on TikTok,
you're
going to listen to it. A lot of people will, without even like wanting to.
I think Little Boo Ting something boo too. It's like the TikTok.
That's quite old actually, Martin.
Oh, like 3 months old. Oh no, hang on, no, that's quite.
Do you know the one that's like the Beyonce song? Texas Hold'em?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's an example, prime example. That song is pushed to everyone. So everyone knows it, right?
Yes.
And now what happens is I will be a part of that push. So I go to the artists or they come to me. I work with like record labels, quite a lot of them. So shout out to the record labels if you're watching this. I love you.
Yes.
Especially Abby. She's a great, lovely lady.
Love you, Abby.
And I talk to them, and then they have artists on their roster.
Okay.
And I'm at the top of their roster because I get the most like sort of conversion to views.
Yes.
So if I get a video with 1 million, their song will probably get like 50 to 100,000 listens.
Oh, that's a good
lot of
rate.
people trust the fact that I'm interviewing random people on the street. But then if I interview the actual artist, their fans go and look at them and
Joshua,
listen to
your genius level is incredible. I hadn't realised that, because that thing of just simply what song you're listening to is also then promotion for that song to your audience.
And their audience.
Whoever's
in the video. So it kind of doubles up.
Wow. Okay.
How cool is that?
That's incredible, and that's smart.
I think I'm one of the first people to ever like think about doing that as well.
That sort of thing. So you've got this idea. How do you go about
utilize it?
How do you go about getting an artist? Do you just DM them on Instagram? Or?
Some of them DM me on Instagram. Some of them, the label, their manager, they email me and they're like, this person is going to be in London for this day at this time. Meet us here. And I'll be honest, a lot of them are paid.
Wow.
That's one of my main incomes.
And that's crazy that people ask people. It's not you asking.
No.
Then people ask you to be in your videos.
So I've got to a point now where I've let my content grow enough, and it's done, successful enough to promote itself.
Genius.
That's where it works.
I love.
And also, no one else does it because they know if they do it, they're never gonna get to the level. Well, they could.
They're not.
I'm not gonna go like, you can. Don't do my content. Do it. Like, if you want to make some money, why not? But I feel like I'm at that level of trust and like connection and network.
Yeah.
That it would be hard to overtake me in my own industry.
I understand.
That makes sense.
I understand that. Yes.
But it's so fun. And when I meet these artists, it's pretty incredible.
Because I love the one recently you did, Charlie XCX.
Oh my gosh, that is such an interesting story.
And it was just like, I always used to love, what was it? The Charlie XCX, I don't care.
Yeah.
I love
it.
Yeah, I can't sing the rest of the words, but
I don't care. I love it. I used to fall in funny things. I don't know the lyrics because I'm just saying.
Yes.
But yeah, she was really cool.
And it's like people you kind of grow up listening to.
Even I grew up listening to certain people I've met.
And then she's just in your video and it's Josh is with Charlie XCX in London.
Is that how it looks? How do you see that? Like when you see a picture of me with Charlie XCX, are you there like, wow, that is so weird? Or is it like, that's cool, good on him?
No, it's like, that's really cool. That's like, I think from my perspective, it's like, that's really cool. It's incredible that you've got these artists, you've got the people, and it's almost like a real plot twist, because for people that might know the artist's songs but don't know what the artist looks like, and you go, what song are you listening to? And the artist would reply, but then you'd go, but you're Charlie XCX. Or
this is the concept. This is interesting. This is an interesting story. This is how the actual content came about with these artists. Because then you've got to think, I had to kind of come up with a unique style to film with an artist as well.
Yes.
So there was an artist named David. It's like D4VD.
Okay.
He's very big in like America and stuff like that. So he was in London and he was one of my first artist meets.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, met up with him. I didn't know who he was. Which always helps because it means you're not like nervous.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, and I was like, "What's your name?" Sorry, mate. And he's there, like his whole team are like, "What the hell? We're literally doing a collab. You should know his fucking name." Like, so I met up with him, and then I was like, "Right, well, let's do a video." And he's like, "Oh, cool. I've seen the videos that you do." And I was like, brilliant, that helps.
That helps, you know the concept.
But you're now going to be in the video. So what song do you want to say of yours? And he said, well, we're going to promote my new release. And I was like, okay, cool, we'll promote your new release. Let's do it. So we were on this bridge and I was like, how are we going to do this? But then surely if he's listening to his own music, people will be like, that's a bit weird. But then actually, it kind of works.
Yeah.
Because when you're like watching the video and someone's asking the artist what song they're listening to and they say, oh, it's my new song, then actually they bypass the fact that they're listening to their own song and they just hear the song.
They're just saying the song they're listening to.
They don't watch the video and they go, why are they listening to their own song? They actually just embrace that vibe of the artist listening to a song. To
the song, and I think how you structure it is brilliant because it's not like the artist goes, it's not like I'm Martin Thompson and I'm listening to my new song. It's just said I'm listening to blah 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 song by the artist, and then you're the person that goes, but you are that
Lewis
person.
Capaldi.
You are Lewis Capaldi, and just when you're meeting these artists, What's it? What are they? Do you
Honestly,
find they're just like people?
I'm very professional when it comes to this. Because
Yes.
I've done it for so long. I don't like big them up or anything because
No.
I feel like there's no point. So I just treat them like a normal person, and they really are just people.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I did a video with Mark Amber. You might not have heard of him.
No.
But he's got 13. I think he's got 13 million monthly listeners on Spotify, right? And he's just come out with a new single.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's
that's
big.
more than KS.
Yeah, way more than KSI.
11.5 million more.
Young Philly.
Yeah,
He's bigger than KSI on Spotify now.
that's correct. Okay.
Anyway, so I was meeting with Mark Amber, and he came up with a new concept that I was like, interesting. It was a random guy that he brought along. I think it was one of his friends.
Yes.
He was the one walking, and then I went up to him, said, "What song are you listening to?" And he said the new song by Mark Amber, and Mark sort of like nudges him, and then pretends to kind of see him and be like, "Oh, sorry about that," and then walks towards the camera. So Mark is the one that's walking towards the camera.
Yes.
But the person that I'm asking what song you're listening to is a stranger,
Yes.
a fan.
A fan.
So then the celebrity comes in,
Oh.
and the fan is there like, what just
It's almost
happened?
like an Easter egg.
It's kind of a bit of a glow up.
Oh my God. That would be...
It's quite good.
If you could actually if you just found a way to kind of get a load of artists
Yeah.
in a van or in like a hotel lobby or
Oh
something.
my gosh.
And just as when someone like asks, they're listening to Dua Lipa.
Yeah, bring Dua Lipa out.
And you bring Dua Lipa out. Or
Yeah.
they're listening to Charlie XCX or
Yeah.
KSI or
Just
who.
bring them out. Put them in a van.
And just have like all the world's artists in a van. And just, it'd be bad if they didn't get, oh sorry Ed Sheeran, there's no one listening to you today.
You would not be able to get two of them in a van because they're probably so like, pretentious and very like hard. Some of them are very hard to work with. I'm not going to name any, but some of them are very, it's very tricky to work with some of them. They're very late a lot of the time.
Very late.
Jared Leto.
Yes.
A story that I have with him.
I don't know Jared Leto.
You don't know Jared Leto?
No.
Blimey. What?
Goodness.
I kind of want to show you Jared Leto.
We'll
You'll
get
see
it
Jared
incorporated.
Leto. So
Yeah.
Jared Leto, I went to meet him to do a video with him. Guess how long he made me wait?
How long did he make you wait?
7 hours.
7
I waited 7 hours for Jared Leto.
What were you doing?
Sitting on a sofa in a hotel lobby.
I'd say brilliant, but that's not brilliant.
He just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And when he got there, it was pitch black. So my video, I think it got like 5 million views, which is good.
Okay.
But if it was in light, it would have got like 30 million easily. And so when I did the video for him, I was like, you do understand being late maybe it might make the video like perform less.
Yes.
And he was just like, yeah, it's okay. Like, I'm just happy to be here. Because he was so media trained, you couldn't get anything out of him.
Okay. He was just...
Very cool, very collected, but also very like, I don't know, nonchalant.
It's
hard to read.
Hard to read. It's interesting you say. It's almost like people are too conditioned, and that like that personality. I have that sometimes when I'm asking people to come on. Yeah. It's just really a chat. It's just the camera's the micro. It's just a chat with Martin.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, you've got to go through my management. Got to consult with this.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's hard, and it's like all I want to do is have a
chat. Talk
with you about something like that. That's it. It's not. it's not difficult. But out of the, I was just thinking, without all the artists and everything you've done,
built.
And you built, that's just incredible that you've.
It's cool.
Gone on.
I was never expecting it. Like if you were to tell me that I'd be here like 5 years ago, when I was at college studying, I wanted to work for like the BBC.
Yes.
Going to the TV route.
Yes.
But I would never have like thought in a million years I'd be sitting here with 9 million followers, and that's being my main job.
Main job, and kind of looking back on all of that. If you could kind of go back to 15-year-old Josh, who started off making YouTube videos, would you give yourself any words of wisdom or anything you've learned or anything you thought maybe you spent too long worrying about something, or just simply just honestly, go for it, just do it?
Never. I'd never talk to myself in the past because I feel like what happens for a reason.
You learn from it.
I don't want to change anything that I've been through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that ever.
I understand.
And I feel like it's maybe a sense of we can't go back in time, so what's the point of thinking about it?
Yeah.
And also the fact of every decision that you've made has defined the decision that I'm genuinely making right now.
Yes.
So if I were to change it, then I probably wouldn't be making this decision even right now. It's like a paradox
It's like a paradox, yes.
of decisions.
That's perplexing.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
Is it?
I think so. But perplexing.
You think about it a lot. Like, I don't know, like talking to your future self is probably more important than talking to your past self.
Ooh, okay. And if you could kind of if we kind of like everything we've discussed and everything we've talked about, and today is a Wednesday. I don't know what date it is, but
Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Was it Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, Martin.
It is Wednesday. I am incredibly hungover.
Let's try a drink. I brought you a gift.
You brought me a gift. Okay.
Ta-da!
Look at this.
It's red. Should I blur it?
It's
you red.
Blur it or as
It's elderflower flavored Red Bull.
I love this.
Have you ever had it before?
No, I haven't. I
Here, give me it.
I think we'll try it. This could be for another. Oh, you're saying that? Yes. Pour a little.
I'm gonna pour a little bit.
Mind we don't spill anything on the beautiful plant pot.
Okay, we're gonna try it together.
Okay.
Now?
And now, and
We're gonna try it now.
we'll try it now.
So this is elderflower Red Bull.
Elderflower Red Bull.
I don't drink Red Bull.
Are we shotting the elderflower Red Bull?
No. Enjoy it.
Sip it.
I need a complex review.
Okay.
Ready?
It could be like a wine. We could swirl it. and-
Okay. Smell it first. Let's do the smell.
Smell.
Here we go.
It could be a new video.
Oh.
What drink are you smelling?
Let's guess the drink. Can you guess the drink?
Can you guess the drink?
Damn it. You should definitely introduce that.
Well, that's what we're doing now.
All right, cool. Let's
All
guess the drink.
Let's guess the drink.
First off, what does it look like? It looks like Martin just went around the corner.
It looks like something you would see in a lay-by next to
Yeah.
a dual carriageway.
It looks good. No, it doesn't. It looks
Okay.
horrible. Right, smell. Oh. Smells like soap.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say.
It does kind of smell like a flower.
It's like a sweetie.
Soapy, flowery.
I can't
floral.
determine.
It is floral. Blueberry, maybe?
Or maybe, yeah, it's like it's hand soap in a fancy hotel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you ready to try it?
Let's little sip.
Whoa. I don't know about the aftertaste there. Are you on the aftertaste?
Toxic waste.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. It's so sweet.
It's
Do we have?
almost like you.
Aww. Well, it doesn't taste like Red Bull at all.
No.
It tastes more like a lemonade or something.
That's delicious. Well, that concludes
Wow.
our drinking testing.
Yeah. Out of 10?
7.
Yeah, mine's a 4 out of 10. I didn't
Yours
like
a 4 out of 10.
Didn't like it that much.
You've got high standards.
Blimey.
So I think we're kind of wrapping everything up, Josh.
Okay.
We've touched on your life, your journey.
You've touched on that.
We've touched on Joshua, basically.
Yeah.
In a non-harassment way, if the Cambridge School magazine see this.
Don't ever
It's
do that ever again.
it's not harassment.
You can if I
But kind
actually
of
do
like
it,
wrapping up.
I won't.
I normally finish it on kind of if someone could look back on or tell their past self something.
Yeah.
But for you, Joshua,
But you didn't. I didn't want to do that.
No. So for you, we're filming this on a Wednesday in April in 2024.
Yeah.
You're going to look back at this in a year's time on this date. Is there something you'd like to achieve by then, or if you could,
that's a good idea.
or if you could look in the future and release that is another video idea, and we're going to start that now. A year to this day, what message would you give yourself? And if you could look back on it, you're looking back on
Am I
this
coming
now.
back and am I watching it?
We could
with
well
you?
do, yes.
There was a video of who's the really famous Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
She does that thing where she goes with like GQ or something.
Yes.
And they do like a year in advance every time.
A year in advance. So what would your year in advance be?
I would say my year in advance. I really would love to still be in London.
Okay.
Living here.
Yep.
I would love to have achieved at least 2 or 3 songs.
Yes.
And I would like to have published 2 or 3 songs.
Write and produce.
And everything with a song.
Love that, Joshua.
The first song is going to be One Day. It's called One Day by me, Oshu. And it's coming out on the 24th of May this year.
That's terrific.
Just so you know. So in a year's time, that'll be out. And hopefully that did really well.
Yes.
People loved it.
Gold, platinum.
Yeah, I want to be like physically more fit.
Okay.
I'm doing swimming and I'm doing a lot of cardio.
Swimming's good, yeah.
I want to be able to run at least 10 miles.
Love that.
Like in a day.
Yeah.
And then I would love to have a bigger network in the music industry.
Okay.
Know more people.
Yeah.
Film with some people I want to meet. Ricky Gervais. Always wanted to meet Ricky Gervais. Another person I've always wanted to meet is Stephen Merchant. I don't know. I'm going to keep going on. That's the same type of people.
We'll keep it. We've got those 2 names.
Okay.
Let's have one more name, and then we'll wrap it up.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
What song are you listening to?
And Kanye West, if you're watching this, I invite you on.
I want £100,000 in cash in my drawer next to my bed too.
Okay, that'd be a nice. It's always good to have a pillow.
Yeah.
So
and maybe I'll be like verified on like TikTok too.
I love that. So fingers.
There we go. That's
That's Joshua's year.
That's my year
in review. Joshua, thank you so much for coming on.
That's okay.
You've been a star and a legend.
Thanks.
And that's a wrap.
Thank you for having me.